On today's show, I'm house hunting with a couple who can't wait to get started.
Lovely. Yes.
They get just as excited inside.
I don't think we've seen anybody quite so mobile in one of my house tours before. You can't help yourselves.
No.
It's like being at a roller disco.
And I discover that the sky is quite literally the limit.
No, this is the size we're looking for.
And I can't touch
Barely
the ceiling.
touch the
No, I
ceiling.
can't.
It's widely regarded that Wiltshire is the gateway to the West Country, and Somerset is where it begins. And it's in these two counties where we'll be property shopping on today's show. Now, it occurs to me that we don't refer to the other extremities of England, the east, the north, or the south, in the same way. Now, I don't really know why that is, but I do have to admit that this part of the world seems to have that extra special draw to it. A romance, if you like, that simply calls people to up sticks and move here.
And of the two counties, it's the West County gateway of Wiltshire where you'll find the highest average price for a detached home, at around £56,000 more than neighbouring Somerset. But for this, you'll benefit from glorious countryside as well as great connectivity. Wiltshire's market town of Marlborough is a draw for professionals and families, with its well-regarded state and independent schools. And the northwest town of Chippenham has train links to central London that take just over an hour. The closer you get to the cities, the pricier it becomes. But look to the rural outskirts, particularly further west, and you'll often find things become more affordable, though this might not stay that way for long. With a train line that puts both Bristol and Exeter within easy reach, the quiet Somerset town of Bruton has recently become a magnet for celebrities and well-heeled creatives. As people consider a post-lockdown move to greener pastures, this southwest pocket has become one of the most sought after. But it's long been attracting people from far and wide.
I come originally from all the way from Cuba 12 years ago. And this was a big shock for me, but actually it was the best thing that's ever happened. Coming to Somerset, I will change it for the world.
I've heard Somerset and Wiltshire referred to as fashionable counties. Well, that as may be, but that's not to say that they're exclusive. Sure, there are some pretty expensive properties in the region, but the same can be said of anywhere. What I'm saying is that there are some good value properties on offer, but you'll just need to move quickly in order to secure them. And today's buyers? Well, they've got a pretty impressive budget and have asked us to help them spend it.
We want to have a dog.
We want to have a dog. Yeah, we definitely want to have a dog. At the moment, we borrow our neighbours' dogs whenever we have the urge to walk a dog. But I don't think it's fair to say that having a dog is one of the main reasons. It's not up there in the top three, but we've always... Oh, no, sorry, scrap that. It is, really, isn't it?
Yes.
Sorry, oh, sorry. No, it is. Scrap that.
Retiring financial consultants Rob and Viv from Welwyn Garden City in Hertfordshire are on the hunt for a pet to call their own and a country property that will better suit their rural aspiration.
It's the apartment that we want to move away from. We don't have the freedom to do what we want in the grounds because they're communal.
Here we've got as far as putting a few things on the balcony and growing things in pots. So you can get a few carrots out of a pot, but yeah, we want to be able to do slightly more than that and on a bigger scale.
But room to grow vegetables isn't the only reason that Viv in particular is craving more outdoor space.
So Rob loves his DIY. Currently he doesn't have his outbuilding, so he tends to do a lot of drilling and sawing inside, which usually means in our dining room. I think more often than not our flat does resemble a workshop.
They have family in the West Country and feel that the countryside near Bath will give them access to the style and sophistication they desire.
It's a beautiful part of the world and very, very unspoilt in the sense there's a lot of period architecture.
Just love the vibe of Bath. So Bath would be our focal point in terms of city. Every time we go down there we say, oh wow, wouldn't it be great to live here?
With early retirement on the horizon, now is finally the time to turn their country dream into a reality.
Because our work situation has changed, therefore our lifestyle has changed, and therefore this isn't anymore the place for our lifestyle. We want to move out to the country to realise what we're looking for.
Now, Rob, I'm happy to go along with you and play the bloke card for a while, but a workshop and power tools in the dining room? Pfft, no, not on my watch. Let's try and find you and Viv the perfect property with enough space for you both to spread out and make your own mess in your own spaces, shall we?
Successful careers in the financial services sector have afforded Rob and Viv a very healthy budget of £1.3 million. For this, they're looking for a 4-bedroom character home with a preference for Georgian properties. High ceilings are a top priority, as is space for 2 separate studies. The couple are also after a garden, big enough to grow vegetables, plus an outbuilding for Rob and his tools. All this within a reasonable distance of Bath. It may be a big budget, but they do want a whole lot of house for their money, which doesn't come cheap in the highly desirable areas they're hoping to live. So we'll still have our work cut out. That being said, we've scoured the market and have managed to line up 4 fantastic homes.
Space-wise, wow.
But I won't be revealing the price of these properties until the end of each tour.
Ooh.
Last up will be the Mystery House, a property which at first glance seems fit for royalty.
You know the phrase, an Englishman's home is his castle?
But first, it's time to meet up and hear their hopes for this house move.
So, here we are, Wiltshire and Somerset, 2 lovely counties. How well do you know them, Viv?
Fairly well. We've got family down this way. My sister lives in Bath. We've been to the Cotswolds numerous times. Just love the area, just love everything about it, really. The architecture, the countryside, it's just beautiful.
What's more important then, the location or the house itself?
Ooh.
I think for me it's got to be the house. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good, says Rob. OK.
Dude, that was the right answer.
Was that the right answer?
Apparently.
You both give me the same one, so they were inherently the right answer.
I think the house is the key thing, but not least because we have very similar tastes and quite strong tastes on architecture and style of houses. We're pretty unlikely to disagree. We do tend to very much agree.
Who makes the decision? You'll both make it together then? Bam!
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
I don't think we've ever disagreed on a house.
We've never really disagreed. It's quite, I think it's maybe, I don't know, you'll know better than me, but I think it's quite unusual to have exactly the same taste.
Very unusual.
OK, so we might be quite easy for you.
We're going to look at just one property today. I'm going to ease you in gently. Should we get going?
Let's go.
This way.
Fantastic.
We're kicking off our West Country house hunt in Wiltshire, in the village of Upper Minety in the north of the county. A 15-minute drive away is the well-served and well-connected market town of Malmesbury on the banks of the River Avon. It has a brilliant range of shops and restaurants, a 12th century abbey, plus local primary and secondary schools. And both Bath and Bristol are within an hour's drive.
Right then, property number 1. Are we looking at your new house?
So, stone, nice, large-ish windows.
Large-ish, yes.
It's a Victorian farmhouse with much later additions to the back and to the side. This is where I gauge on how big a house you're after, because you want big windows. They normally come with big houses, right?
That's fine. We will fill any space. we do like having our own studies.
OK, but first impressions?
First impressions.
Yeah. Outside is positive. Yeah, it certainly looks big enough.
I can't see any real negatives.
OK, well, I'll take that as a positive.
At first glance, this Victorian former farmhouse presents all the traditional character one might expect from a property well over a century old. The front door opens onto a spacious entrance hall with flagstone flooring, perfect for a dog. But it's the kitchen that I'm most eager to show.
Righty-ho.
That was a nice boot room. Oh.
Oh, she says.
It's a bit of a change of style.
Yes. I like the space. I like the sort of double 2 spaces where you can sit. Yeah.
You're stood in the original sort of Victorian part of the building still. The newer part is right here where you get to enjoy a different type of environment, really. This is a day room.
Yeah.
Ideal,
it's
isn't it?
nice.
It is ideal. You can put your dinner on, then you can go and relax.
Now, look,
Tall enough?
Yeah.
we're learning about your taste. We know it's tall enough physically for what we need it to be, but it's how it makes you feel, isn't it?
I like the light. Obviously, it's winter at the moment, but I can imagine, obviously, in summer.
Sun beaming in.
The sun streaming in.
You told me earlier you both agree in terms of houses on everything.
I think we are agreeing.
I hate to break it to you, Rob. She's singing at the moment, and you're humming.
I'm a little bit more Mediterranean,
right?
Whereas you're a bit more un-Mediterranean. I don't know what that
is.
Considered.
I've never heard someone say, well, I have a very Mediterranean way of making up my mind. It's very good, yeah. OK. Before we fall out in a Mediterranean way, let's go to the living room, see what you think of that place.
OK. Right.
OK, now, another new part, but very much with old features in mind. You want a fireplace?
Wow.
It's in the style of what we've seen so far. Maybe a little bit dark.
But it's a good sized room.
I like the fireplace.
Yeah,
it is a decent sized room.
You seem happier in the kitchen, breakfast bar, day area than you do in here. But because you have that, is this not just a place where you stick the fire on the dark?
Potentially. Yeah, this is a bit more snug, even though it's a large room.
So this is verging on one of my better school reports. This is done quite well, but could do better.
Upstairs there are 4 double bedrooms, 2 at the front of the property and 2 at the back. They all have access to a modern family bathroom and a separate shower room. Now I know that Rob and Viv are after a lot of space, so the main bedroom may be a compromise.
In terms of size, is this room big enough?
I think to be honest, I was hoping for something a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's a workable size, especially with. I mean, don't forget you've got a dressing room there, ensuite. That all kind of like adds to the feel of space. But just maybe compared to what we were hoping to see.
Downstairs, there's another double-sized bedroom and an annex.
Now you're talking.
Now, I think he's rubbing his hands. Now, I think the annex might make you think differently about everything we've seen so far.
The recently added annex to the side is used by the current owners as a holiday let, fetching up to £85 per night.
All right.
Oh, so this is like, bedroom, like kitchenette, so it's a separate...
little sort of apartment, really, isn't it? Oh, and a nice shower in. Yeah, good space. And arguably the nicest sort of bathroom.
That's the nicest bathroom, and it's in,
Outside, the land amounts to 1/4 of an acre, with a lawned, south-facing garden to the rear.
Personally, I love the garden. I love the fact that it just looks straight out over pasture land.
Looking over the fields is nice.
That's nice. It's a decent-sized garden. There's not too much to manage.
But no outbuildings.
That's a biggie.
The tools would have to live in the kitchen.
Which is what we're trying to get away from.
But I was thinking you'd put something at the top of the garden with windows out over the fields. So
build your own, yeah?
Yeah.
I guess that would kind of depend really on how the price of the property compared with our budget and how much.
Seamless. Well, let's talk about that. How much do you think this house is?
I'm going to go for 1.2 or even 1.25.
Right, £1.25 million.
I'm going to go 1.1.
Well, you're comfortably well out. The asking price is £995,000.
There you go. Well, that's encouraging because that gives us lots of headroom to get those other things.
Well, hold those thoughts. Have a good look around, and I'll meet you at the front door when you're done. Yeah?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Okay. Thanks.
This stylish Victorian farmhouse is full of traditional character, with an amazing open-plan kitchen, dining and living room, plus separate reception spaces. It has 5 bedrooms, including a self-contained annex and a decent amount of garden. Whilst it may be missing the vital outbuildings for Rob, there's more than enough money left over for him to build one. There you go. He's got his first project.
I loved the kitchen. As soon as I walked in, I got a feeling of, space and light. And I like the mixture of this is your kitchen, but you've also got your space to relax there while you're cooking your dinner.
I think the thing that's great about this property is the downstairs. The rest is slightly higgledy-piggledy layout. So you've got lots of sort of steps into bedroom, steps up, steps down. It's been done nicely, but because of that kind of style, it's been done to a kind of a cosy farmhouse, and that's not quite what we're looking for.
So, not what you're looking for. What could I improve upon?
Outbuildings and ceiling height.
Yeah.
Okay, outbuildings and ceiling height. I'll give that some thought. I'll sleep on it. How's that?
That sounds good.
Okay, come with me.
We're beginning our second day in the Wiltshire village of Limpley Stoke, situated in the Avon Valley and just south of Bath. A quick hop over the border into Somerset lies the village of Freshford, where countryside charm includes taking your ponies for a walk. Surrounded by rolling hills, Freshford is equipped with a shop, a pub and a railway station, with regular and direct links to both Bath and Bristol. Back in Limpley Stoke, and after a short uphill climb, we find our second property.
Right, well,
Hey,
you wanted bigger, you've got bigger.
Right.
Wallop.
yeah. It's all right. Okay.
Nice size.
Built in the 1930s, but hugely extended.
Okay. Big. Love the,
Like the entrance.
door.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that
the
kind
entrance,
of you know, nail plank door. It's always fantastic. Space-wise, wow.
I like the situation being elevated with nice views over to the hillside with the
great,
wood.
yeah.
I like that.
Good. Should we go inside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow me.
Substantial development work in the early 2000s practically doubled the size of this 1930s property, but it's in the older half where I want to begin the tour.
So, you wanted high ceilings? What about this?
Ooh.
Oh,
right.
yes.
Now, this is
Double
an
height
impressive
entrance
entrance
hall.
hall,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
You immediately get this feeling of a bit of space.
You like
Let's
this,
see
right?
more. Yeah,
You want to see more? I'll show you more. So your main living room is, again, rather impressive.
Fair size.
Fair size, but tennis court, isn't it? What makes this room look small is that massive book.
That is the...
that is
That's
a big
huge.
home. That's the word for it. But I like the doors onto the lawn. It's
Yeah.
definitely got character.
Yeah, no, this has been done to... Yeah.
Good quality. Good
high
quality.
spec, yeah.
Good. Kitchen next.
Also on the ground floor, as we head into the modern end of the property, is a smart, formal dining room with a gas fire. A further living room with double doors out to the garden. And lastly, but by no means least, the kitchen.
What do we think?
Yeah.
First thought, I thought it's going to be small, but then, of course, you got round the corner.
Not just round the corner. This is your cooking area, and then beyond, you've got a dining room as well.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting layout. You don't often see that,
No.
do you?
You like this, right?
Liking
Yeah.
it so far, yeah.
Well, the better news is you get to look around the rest of the house on your own.
Okay.
Enjoy it, and I'll see you. I'll probably see you in a good while, actually. So
Okay.
good
Thanks a
luck.
lot.
See you in a bit.
Thank you.
I'm glad we've got initially good reactions, but there's so much of this house. This is a 5/6 bedroom house, but I get the impression that they want the ability to just go off on their own and have their own space. This house gives them that, but also gives them loads of character, which they've responded well to.
Upstairs, this sprawling home has no fewer than 5 bedrooms, all of a decent size, and 4 bathrooms. Heading up one of 2 staircases, Rob and Viv are starting in, well, let's call it the east wing, shall we?
Ceiling height?
No, it's reasonable.
Yeah.
Reasonable ceiling height.
Second.
Second bedroom.
Got to think whether you'd put an office study in one of the spare bedrooms or lose one of the reception rooms. Actually, probably this space.
Yeah, I might be tempted to use it as a bedroom, but it's really nice to have the rooms to play with,
Yeah,
to
true.
do what
Or dressing room.
could be a dressing room.
I know why they've asked for a Georgian property, because they think that's the best way of getting hold of proportioned rooms. But funnily enough, this is a relatively modern build for them, 1930s. But because it's been developed by an owner who wants exactly the same as them, they're lucky enough to look around a property that gives them all the space and rooms they're after. Lucky them, I say.
Ah,
So
that looks interesting.
That's the main bedroom.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Oh, yes.
I thought we'd already seen the main bedroom, but now we've seen the main bedroom.
This takes it up a level.
It does.
Yeah, a proper sized.
And the lovely balcony.
Balcony.
And the surprises don't stop there. In the basement lies a further potential office space, plus a fully kitted out cinema room and bar. In total, this property sits in just over half an acre of private and mature grounds. To the rear, a patio spans the width of the house, ideal for summer barbecues, beyond which is a large lawn.
If you didn't get lost, looking at that big house.
Very big house.
Well, it's bigger. Underneath that decking, there is a big double garage. So that's your workshop.
So that could be the workshop, yep.
A subterranean workshop. That's pretty cool. What do you think?
Secret door and everything. I mean, it's a real surprise because if we'd driven past this house, I don't think we would have actually even considered it.
It's how much you trade off when you're trying to find your perfect house.
Let's have a think about the price.
I'm going to go for £1.3 million, if
Okay.
not a little bit more.
OK.
I think £1.2 million.
The asking price for this property is £1,299,995. So
There you go.
effectively 1.3. Well done. So now it's your chance to go in there and discuss those maybe nagging doubts, and I'll meet you at the front when you're finished, all right?
OK, OK.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
This 1930s detached build with modern extension and character features comes in just shy of Rob and Viv's maximum budget. Its 5 bedrooms and 4 reception rooms certainly provide enough options for office space, and there's even a potential workshop for Rob. With its very own cinema in the basement, you could say this house is a real blockbuster.
Yeah, this could have been the mystery house for us because it wasn't what we were expecting. It's really made us think.
It's almost like we need to be absolutely sure that we're not doing ourselves out of our dream house by being too narrowed and focused on the tall ceilings and big outbuildings. So we do need to do a bit of thinking.
It'd be the world's worst thing to have a super lovely house, which is great in all respects, other than one thing that really bugs you, that you can't
But it's
get
the one
past.
thing that we can't change as well. You cannot change the ceiling height.
So, happy with all that you've seen here now?
Think so.
Happy, nice,
Good. Something to think about?
definitely.
Well, we are now exactly halfway through our house search. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Our search continues in Wiltshire, this time in the picturesque village of Keyville. The village has a good range of community groups and services that make use of a village hall as well as the church. Though I hope the stocks are well and truly a thing of the past. Residents have a short 10-minute drive to the nearby medieval market town of Devizes to access a great selection of shops and restaurants. But comfortably away from the hubbub of the town and down a quiet country lane lined with delightful thatched cottages, we come to our next home.
The third property is something rather different. What do we think of this?
Lovely. Yes. Love that kind of the red brick stone trim.
Old chapel, converted chapel.
Correct. 1834, I think. You love this, don't you? Rob is going
Love the
absolutely
st-
crazy.
it's got the curbside wow appeal, and it's a proper historic building. Yeah, love it.
I like it. I do. I'm probably a bit less effusive than Rob.
What's the matter with you
but I
both?
do like it. I'm very keen to see inside.
I think we better before you melt or do something very strange.
This Grade 2 listed Methodist chapel has been tastefully converted into a striking family home. And I'm hoping its light and bright interior will have Rob and Viv singing its praises.
A fairly impressive entrance. I hope you'll agree.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Like the view. Like the view.
fields on both sides.
Lots of light down here. Like it.
Look at you.
The open.
Fill your boots.
Yeah. The open plan. Like it.
I don't think we've seen anybody quite so mobile in one of my house tours before. You can't help yourselves.
No.
It's like being at a roller disco.
Range cooker.
Just kind of rain. Yeah.
Overall, Rob, what's going through your mind?
As ever, I want to see everything because...
Well, she has.
Done it.
This room is fantastic. So far, it looks like they've kept a lot of the character of the building and worked with it, which is great.
Very keen to see the rest of it.
Let's go then. Come with me. Now, in regards to ceiling height, a bit like the last place, you do get huge impact rooms.
We have our height.
That went down well.
With that.
A little room in the middle there, dining room, and then this is your sitting room.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
This has the drama of interesting,
and a slight
sticky out
quirkiness.
bits of architecture. And,
A slight quirkiness. Yeah.
That's good.
To us.
It's what it's speaking to you. That's interesting.
It is good to kind of challenge our preconceptions as well. This as a living room, it's smaller and still no higher than the other two we've seen. But all of a sudden, I don't think we care as much because it's just part of a
very individual property. Yeah. And I keep being drawn to the view over the fields. So
good.
It's perfect for me anyway. Love them.
Your ceiling height thing becomes less important because you've got other rooms that give you that like drama.
Yeah.
Well, we've got this
true.
bit. It's yes.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you head up those stairs and have a look at the bedrooms, and I'll meet you outside.
Okay.
See you in a bit.
The character and quirkiness continues upstairs. Split by a forked staircase, the first floor is across two wings. On one half are 4 bedrooms. 2 are doubles, and 2 good-sized singles are set into the eaves. Each room makes the most of the property's original chapel features. Then on the other side of the staircase is a rather opulent affair. Dedicated entirely to the main bedroom suite.
Again, really different. So you lie in bed
set up the view over
the field.
Why wouldn't you want to wake up to that view? Absolutely.
And you've got your bath with a
view out the back.
Bath and a view over the And again, a reasonably high. Yes, you got your height, Rob.
By now we know just how important ceiling height is to their big country move, and thankfully this home is raising the roof, as well as their heart rates.
Beautiful original windows.
To the side of the property, a gravel driveway leads around to a patio and seating area. Beyond that, a sweeping lawned garden should offer Rob plenty of space to put his workshop. Totalling just over 2/3 of an acre, it's a substantial plot that feels even bigger thanks to neighbouring fields.
You've been different people in this house.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed showing you this place.
Oh, good. Yeah, we've definitely enjoyed viewing it. It's different. It's quirky. It's different.
How much? How much is this house?
I think £990,000.
Okay.
I'm going to go £1.15 million.
Right. Good news for both of you. The asking price for this house is offers above £900,000. Ooh. So you're closest again, but still out by 90 grand.
Yes, yeah. That's good to know. Again, this could have been the mystery house.
Easily, but that's tomorrow.
Go on, I'm
well,
beginning to almost fit to think what tomorrow's going to be like.
Well, look, go back in the house now. I'll meet you at the front when you're finished, all right?
Okay, great.
This detached 5-bedroom converted 1830s Methodist chapel has retained much of its original character, something which Rob and Viv have responded to positively. It is a contemporary, open-plan kitchen and living space with floor-to-ceiling glazing making the most of those countryside views. Whilst there's no workshop for Rob, the expansive garden offers more than enough room for him to build one.
This is a very interesting property. I think we both...
Yeah, it's got so much character and drama and fun.
It's fun. It's quirky without being... Silly.
It is definitely smaller than certainly the last house, but it just has so many positives. The staircase area, that double space hallway is pretty hard to beat. I
think for me that my favourite interior space would be the master bedroom with the very quirky, very unusual open plan bathroom bedroom. It wouldn't work for everyone, but it works for me.
Both still smiling? Mm-hmm. You enjoyed looking around that house, didn't you?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's only one question remains, though. If this wasn't the mystery house, what on earth am I going to show you tomorrow?
This is a question.
A sleepless night for both of you two, I think. Let's go.
We're in the West Country with recent retirees Rob and Viv from Welwyn Garden City in Hertfordshire, who are armed with a very healthy budget of £1.3 million. It's been a tall order trying to find the right property so far.
Seeming height?
Now, look,
tall enough?
Reasonably high, yes.
And with only the mystery house remaining, let's hope their rural dream is within reach. For those of you without the luxury of £1 million plus budget, do not despair. There are still options if you're considering a move to this part of the world. And nothing says countryside quite like a recently renovated pig barn. This 3-bedroom home with all the mod cons is on the market for just shy of £440,000 and lies in a village location with wonderful rural views. But if you're only planning a short visit, then why not spend a cosy weekend in this uniquely characterful 2-bedroom lodge? At £115 per night, it makes a romantic getaway for two, or is suited to families who have young children with a horse as your nearest neighbour.
well, I'm confident we gave Rob and Viv something to really think about last night, especially with that chapel house. But today, well, the sun is out. I don't know about you, but I fancy a trip to the seaside. And in heading west, well, it's a Mystery House classic. It pushes Rob and Viv right to the cusp of their comfort zone in terms of location, but if they're prepared to keep on board, well, then they'll be greeted by a wonderful Georgian property. But perhaps not at first glance. Let's see how we go.
For our final offering, we're heading a little further afield and into Somerset. Now, I know that Rob and Viv have lofty ambitions when it comes to their next home, so I'm hopeful that the slightly more affordable Somerset property market will give them more bang for their buck. Our mystery house is in the conservation village of Limpsham, just over an hour's drive from Bath. It takes its name from an Old English phrase meaning a good place to live, and with coast and countryside practically on its doorstep, few could argue. Amenities include a community shop and post office, and there is a local school and preschool with academy status. Well connected, the M5 is a short drive away, allowing easy access throughout the West Country and to Bristol Airport. But before we arrive in Limpsham, I'm taking Rob and Viv to the beach.
So I thought I'd start the day. I knew the weather would be good, but I didn't know it would be this good. Look where we are. This is gorgeous, isn't it?
We're really lucky to get this, yeah.
Now, this is Uphill Beach, just outside Weston. You can see Weston, the metropolis that is Weston-super-Mare. Have you thought much about being by the seaside?
We have, and it's certainly something we would consider.
Now, the property I want to take you to is 10 minutes from this beach.
All right, OK.
So this could be your morning walk, if you like.
Wow, that would be cool.
Now you're talking.
The mystery house is just 3 miles south of the beach, 10 minutes by car, or a good hour-and-a-half walk if you want to get your step count up. Now, I don't want to talk too soon, but I'm fairly positive that this one will deliver the level of grandeur that our house hunters are searching for.
You know the phrase, an Englishman's home is his castle?
Oh, that is amazing.
Loving it already.
What house is not improved by having crenellations?
Exactly. This was a Somerset longhouse.
Right.
You know, you said
Yeah.
you wanted Georgian.
Yeah.
Well, it was built in 1715, so we actually just sneak in by a year. But in Victorian times, they put this facade on, the
Right.
crenellations that you
Right.
point out, and a big extension out the back as well.
Looks a nice size.
Now, why is this the mystery house? Well, it's a Georgian house in Victorian clothes, if you like, and I think it's on the far reaches of your location requirements. It is within an hour of Bath, but we're an hour southwest of Bath.
We thought we kind of knew a lot of the area around Bath, but we don't think we really know this area particularly well.
No, not
But just looking
southwest.
around, it's lovely, and the coast on the doorstep, fantastic.
Joe, you like this?
So far, it's looking good.
Isn't it, Just? You're well chuffed, aren't you? Come on, come with me.
This former Somerset longhouse with Victorian extension seems to be working its magic so far.
Look at this doorway.
What an entrance.
that is-
What an
yeah.
entrance.
Inside, an inviting hallway serves the main living areas, and we're turning right.
Let's start with this first reception room. The dining room laid out with beautiful parquet flooring.
Oh, yes.
Window seat. Look at the flow of this house. All the reception rooms surrounding this lovely kitchen. I think you're going to love this.
Do love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big sash window with shutters.
And the range
Lovely
cooker.
range,
Yeah. All good, Johnny. Decent height ceilings, I have to say. I must say it.
Well, I wasn't going to bring it up, but I got bored about hearing about it.
It does have a really nice sort of cosy feel to it, though, as well.
Just off the kitchen is a utility and boot room with its own separate access, ideal for when they get their much-awaited dog. There is also a downstairs loo and a smart study.
So back off that central hallway, a lovely, lovely reception room.
Yeah.
Wide,
Yeah, really good proportions.
Well, you get the choice of two, so...
His and hers.
Well, his and hers, yeah. I mean, this was actually converted to be a granny flat at one point.
All right.
Oh, wow. Oh, I love the proportion of these rooms.
Breadth and the overall footprint of the rooms gives that feeling of space. So.
Yeah.
I can see you two in this house. It suits you. Can you see you two here?
So far, I absolutely can.
This is rapidly heading towards the top of the list, I think.
I think so.
Upstairs, a vast landing area leads to 5 double bedrooms, 3 of which are served by a generous family bathroom. A large double bedroom at the front of the property benefits from the use of an ensuite shower room. All that leaves us is somewhere for our couple to sleep.
This is the main bedroom, and I think you're going to like this.
No, this is the size we're looking for.
Yeah.
This
works for us.
This is it.
And I can't touch
Barely
the ceiling.
touch the ceiling.
No, I can't touch the ceiling.
Light streaming in.
You've got character from the history of the building, but even though it's been remodelled, you've got this lovely sense of space, light, height, and the few little imperfections picking up on are all things that I'd
Well, I'm not
enjoy
even
fixing.
noticing the imperfections, really.
Well, they're jobs for you. You're retired, mate. You've got to have something to do every day, haven't you?
You're just moving tomorrow.
I'm just so blown away by the perfect size of the rooms for us, which is something you can't change. And if it's not there, it's not there. But it's definitely here in this house.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lawned gardens surround our mystery house on 3 sides, backing onto neighbouring paddocks. To the rear of the property, the current owners have created a walled Mediterranean terrace and courtyard. A great spot to while away a warm summer evening with friends, and pretty lovely at this time of year too, on a dry autumn afternoon like today.
We're looking at a big house, aren't we?
We are.
Do you like what you see?
It's definitely my favourite.
Yeah, and I think you're right. When you're sort of thinking with your head, we can say, right, oh, well, we can make this work, we can make this work. But actually what makes you buy a house is when it hits your heart. And
This works already for me.
This I love, even if I can't put my finger on it.
OK, so how much do you think you're going to need to pay for it?
I'd say 1.1.
OK.
I think more, so I'll go £1.2 million.
Well, this house is on the market for £1.1 million. Well done.
Wow.
You win a house.
Oh, if only.
There's enough change from that to put in a workshop and do some of the interior decoration.
Right, go and have a good scoot around this house, and I'll catch you later on.
Okay. Will do.
On the market for only the 2nd time in 300 years, this mystery house comes with 4 reception rooms, 5 bedrooms and space aplenty. With options for separate studies and those all-important high ceilings, it seems to be spot on in providing the generous proportions and style our couple have been looking for.
When we walked up to the house, liked the frontage, really classy, liked the look of the windows. I could sort of tell that it's going to be a nice lighthouse.
It sounds frivolous, but I think that frontage just had me. I joke, but I've always wanted a house with crenellations. I mean, who wouldn't? It's just fantastic. So I think that would make me smile every time I came home.
As I moved through the house, the rooms are so well proportioned. They're a really nice size. All these rooms work for me. Really nice surprise to find this house.
This is a rather satisfied with myself look. I feel like we've had a good time looking around this house.
We've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. Have you enjoyed it, Will? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a good experience.
Let's find somewhere we can have a sit down and chat all this through, shall we?
Yep.
Okay.
Come with me.
Okay.
Well, I'm pretty sure after the successes of the viewing at the Mystery House that is their firm favourite. But it's a big move and it's a big house. So let's find out what they want to do. Well now, so your favourite house is?
The Mystery House.
The Mystery House. Good for you. Tell me, what was it about the Mystery House that's kept it heads and shoulders above the other three?
I think the facade, the approach was very impressive, and I think you're going to mention the crenellations.
You can't beat crenellations.
I always say that.
Yeah, that sort of big impressive frontage then translated into rooms which had a sense of space that you could breathe easy in. You just didn't feel constrained and cramped.
So, what's the next step?
One thing the Mystery House doesn't have is outbuildings, workshop, anything like that. So I'd be really interested to understand what's going on with that land at the back. So
There is a big paddock at the back, isn't it?
Yeah. So if there's the opportunity to get that little bit of parcel of land at the same time as, you know, combine an offer on the house, I think that does make quite a difference.
There was some land at the back of that property, and you could make inquiries as to who owns that land and whether or not they'd be prepared to maybe sell some of that land off to you. If you got a positive reply, then...
Well, yes,
Yeah.
definitely that's a very serious proposition.
Well, look, you've got a bit of homework to do. Make some inquiries. Let me know what happens next, won't you?
Oh, we will.
Will do.
Keep you posted.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Very much. Thank you for your help.
Yeah,
Pleasure.
absolutely. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. With tea. Goodness me. Well, Rob and Viv were true to their word. Their favourite property was indeed a Georgian one, albeit wrapped up in Victorian clothes. But that Mystery House, well, that did stand heads and shoulders, if you like, above the other properties just because of its proportions. But still, seemingly not big enough for them at the moment. They want to get that extra land at the back. So they need to make those inquiries with a landowner, but if they get a favourable response, there's room in the budget to buy that land, and then, to me, it seems like there's a deal there, doesn't it? I look forward to finding out how they get on. See you next time.
If you'd like to escape to the country in Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales or England and need our help, you can apply online at bbc.co.uk/take part.